Hey Sagittarius, this is your July 2020 reading. I want to build this around a theme, and I'm going to be a little bit more on the general side. I don't like things that are super specific or predictive when it comes to readings that cater to more than one person. I think that sets up the wrong type of expectation, and then honestly, those expectations never really lead to anywhere good. Now, for you guys, I'm going to use this Gilded Reverie deck. I'm going to just shuffle them up a little bit, and then we'll pull one card out as a theme. I do hope Mercury retrograde, by the way, is going well for all of you. Thankfully, it's over with on July 12th. It has definitely been an interesting ride out this way, but that's just the way it goes. But I do hope you all are coming out of it feeling a little bit more positive, a little bit more hopeful for the future, and are ready to tackle the rest of the year. So I'm just going to draw one. And what pops out is the Well card. Now, the Well card in this particular deck has a lot to do with our wishes and dreams. Sometimes it's in regards to healing, but I'm going to build this more around our aspirations and our basically the things that we're looking to manifest and bring into our life. I think that would be fun, so we can really focus on that during this month and then get ourselves to a point where we can bring our dreams into fruition and, our wishes into reality. So I'm just going to shuffle these up a little bit more, and I'm going to throw down a box of 9. I'm going to read this 9 a little bit different than the way I normally do, but that's just because of the nature of this specific reading. All right, let's see what we have here. Bear with me while I just shift this around here a little bit. So what shows up here right in the middle is the Child card. The Child card is all about brand new beginnings. It's things that we want to do differently or brand new things that we're doing in our lives. And one part, I believe, for anyone to sort of achieve the wishes and dreams that they have out there is oftentimes we have to take sort of an eclectic approach to life. We have to look for different things to add into what we're doing now in order to, until we kind of find that sweet spot. It doesn't necessarily mean you just completely overhaul your life and change it up that way. It's just about trying different things on the side. So it's going to be important to pay attention to the things that you've always hoped to achieve. I think that's what a lot of these new beginnings are going to be in regards to. Now, the first thing I like to do is take a look around the corners. It kind of gives me an overall picture. What we see here first is the Storks card. The Storks card is about positive forward movement. It's about positive shifts. It's about things going in our favor. And then we have the Compass card. The Compass card in this deck is all about navigating. So we have this positive change that we're looking to navigate. And then down here we have the Ring card. The Ring card is about commitments and things that we feel really committed to. Every once in a while it's about going around in circles, but this is more of a card of commitment. And then we have the Mice. Now the Mice is like a little bit of a stressor. It's about anxieties. It's about little losses and little problems that kind of creep in. So we're looking for this positive change. We're trying to figure out how to do it. And then we want to commit to it, but we might be nervous about doing so. Now I also like to look at the diamond here in the middle. We have the Labyrinth, the Mountain, the Lily, and the Mask. The Labyrinth is kind of like a maze. Imagine yourself being lost in a maze and trying to find your way out. Well, oftentimes that can create this mountain here because mountains are obstacles. So the idea is to get out of the maze, not to have to deal with the obstacle. And then we have the Lily. The Lily is all about achieving a new sense of peace. It's about feeling really, really happy with where we're at. A lot of the times it has to do with being immersed completely in the moment and satisfied in that regard. And then we have the Mask. Now the Mask is... It's kind of a different card, but sometimes it really stands out when you want to talk about whether you're being sort of like real and authentic. So we're trying to get out of this maze. We're trying to achieve a level of peace, but then it's going to be important to make sure that we validate the level of peace that we see, because ultimately we want to achieve our wishes and dreams. Now, the first thing I like to do is look at the rows after I've gone through that. The top row is basically a good idea of where your focus should be. We have the Storks, the Labyrinth, and then the Compass. So the focus should be, if you feel like you're in a maze, you're not really sure what this new beginning is that's going to bring you peace that you want to commit to, you should focus on getting out of that maze. One really, really great way to do that is just think about all the different things that you've wanted to try and all the different things that you've wanted to do. Write them down and get them in good structured order, so that way maybe you can tackle things one at a time, or tackle things that, if you feel most passionate about at the time. And then the environment that's built around this is the mask, the child, and the mountain. Now, in this particular instance, we might not be 100% certain if this new beginning is for us. We might be a little bit uneasy, but I do strongly believe it's important to, sometimes you just got to dip your toes in the water and test things out and see if it's going to be something that's meant for you. Because when we put on this mask and we're not authentic and open about the new things we want to do, well, at the end of the day, we run into obstacles. Those obstacles can be problems. But when we maintain a really, really positive attitude about it, and we're gung-ho and we're certain we're going to want to try it, we'll get past the mountain. Because I also like to night things sometimes too, and we have the storks in the mountains, and storks will fly right over the mountain, so it's a non-issue. And then down here at the bottom is sort of our action area. We have the mouse, the mice, the lily, and then the compass, or not the compass, the ring, sorry about that. So, with this anxiety that kind of creeps in, the anxiety is eventually going to go away. It's not going to last. We're going to get past it. And then we're going to achieve this level of peace. And then ultimately, we're going to end up in some type of commitment that's new to us. It may be a little bit scary at first. It may feel a little bit challenging, but it's definitely something that we're going to be able to achieve. Now, I also like the columns. In some instances, this is seen as more of like a past, present, future type of situation. But we're going to use this as beginning, middle, and end of July. So in the beginning of July, we want to make this positive forward shift. We want to get over this mountain over here. We want to navigate. But we have to make sure that we're being real with ourselves. Again, sit down and write down the things that you want to achieve for the month. Because when you're not real, the mask is what's going to create the anxiety. So be open with yourself. Be completely transparent. Think about all those goals that you wanted to get out there. And don't just think that they're like some type of fake thing that can't be achieved. You need to genuinely believe that these are things that you can accomplish in your life. A lot of times we might think things are just a pipe dream, that's another way to look at this specific card. So when those thoughts creep in, if they do creep in here at the beginning of the month, just try to let them go. And it makes sense since we'll still be in Mercury retrograde during this period. And then in the middle of the month is when the clarity, I believe, starts to come in. We have the maze and the child. These two together means, we were stuck in this maze, but we're getting out of it because we're going to try something new. And we find out that what we try that's new, that's probably on our list, is going to end up bringing us a lot of peace. It's going to bring us a lot of happiness. And then at the end of the month, we're just navigating ourselves around this obstacle again. That mask could creep back in. We might feel a little bit uncertain. In instances where you do try something that's on your list and you don't necessarily feel the most passionate about it, I think that's when this mountain comes into play. So, sometimes you have to scrap what you're doing and then jump onto a new thing. Don't be afraid to take sort of don't be afraid to try multiple things. I think ultimately you need to find the thing that sticks for you, because the month ends down here with the ring. So whatever it is that you did that was new, basically it's going to lead to a level of commitment. Now, I'm trying not to go on too terribly long here, but I do want to look at the diagonals because I think they help to reinforce the story we're seeing. Here we see the mouse, the child, and the compass. So we have this anxiety. We have this anxiety because we're not 100% sure if this is something that will even work for us. Anxiety over the new beginning, but we're going to navigate through it. Ultimately, push through it when that happens. Think forward, think ahead. Keep your list at your side. Think about the things that you want to accomplish. And then what the really nice row here is the storks, the child, and the ring. Once you find the thing that sticks, that you've always wanted to try, that's part of sort of your wishes and dreams list, we have the storks of the good positive change with this new beginning that we ultimately commit to. Now, this doesn't mean, again, that you don't overhaul your career. I mean, you could, but I think it's important to sort of take baby steps and start small sometimes and just start knocking things off that list and genuinely trust that you have the ability to, really accomplish anything. So I would encourage you to try that out this month. I think it's definitely a good month to cross some things off that list. I think it's a good month to show yourself you do have the ability to accomplish these things. and achieve these dreams that you've always desired but have never really taken the step forward or a step forward on, just watch out for the mask over here. Watch out for the mountains popping up, sail over them, and just continue to stay authentic and give it your all. And I do hope that you found this helpful. If there's anything in here that's a little bit confusing or anything that I missed, feel free to leave a comment. I'm happy to answer those. I definitely don't catch everything when I'm going through these, but I wish you all the great July. I hope you get through it and can look really and feel really positive for August. And I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.